From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Smith catches left side. The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And Mahomes picking up the first as he slides and hits the deck. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
I am willing to bet that he got a monster grin on his face when he saw what was happening. Man-coverage were so committed to denying a big throw that it pulled attention away from him, and he had an easy lane to hit, and hit it.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
Harrison Butker at a kickoff for Kansas City.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this one over the back line of the end zone, where they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. You talk about this Chiefs defense. They're a top 5 unit right now against the pass in the league. In fact, they sit at number 5.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, it easily moved into the top 5.
Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked up by Nick Bolton. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable, or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
That's into the hands of Worthy. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 27 yards there, a 1st down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. And Xavier Worthy His third touchdown now on the year.
And the Chiefs have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And it's now 14-0.
Chiefs 14. Steelers nothing. Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. 2nd and 13. Short throw to Smith. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now it's 3rd and 4.
The coach is always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
3rd and 4.
They'll drop the throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not much happening offensively here early on. That's 2 drives and 0 first downs. This defense, they come to play. They're the better of the 2 units here so far.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away.
We're certainly not going to see a better punt than that. Definitely taking a chance, because if that thing clips the pylon, it comes out to the 20, but instead, it goes out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Mahomes going to throw. Open man is the tight end, Noah Gray. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. You look at this Steeler defense.
This crew against the pass, issues at times, ranked number 24, Charles, in the NFL.
And those are the kind of plays that this unit needs to make, because they know that going against a team of this magnitude and the way that they're playing, they cannot afford to let them get out of roll or chip away at their timing.
That'll put him at 77 yards receiving for the ball game. And it's a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Throwing now is Mahomes. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And that's incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
A 54-yard attempt.
Butker's kick here is good. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
So an early advantage now and a good one. 17-0 our score as they kick this one away.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for 2nd down.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
It's a gain of 16 yards.
17-0 our score after one.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Up front, they're going to stop him right at the line.
Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the 2nd quarter, it has been a struggle. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
That was actually throwing game 101 right there. You challenge double coverage like that, you're liable to get burned. Fortunate, that was just incomplete.
The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10. Back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The the Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rush, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done, because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Now Mahomes. Open man, right side is his running back. It's complete downfield. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Rashard Smith, 79 yards. And the Chiefs are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point by Butker is on target. And a rout is on here in this first half.
Steelers, nothing. Harrison Butker in a kickoff for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here, because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Here's 2nd and 10.
They'll look to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. And the Chiefs are going to get the football here at their own 23.
Partner, have you ever heard the story of Icarus in mythology? That's the guy who flew too close to the sun and had his wings melted. That was our guy right there. Keeps pressing it and pressing it. Finally, on that throw, he paid the price with that turnover.
They'll run. It's Rashard Smith. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
That is caught. He finds Royals. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. To throw, it's Mahomes. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Yellow! Yellow!
And again, it's Mahomes. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. A great effort there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.